part 3 though. But yeah, when it comes down to you having a parent that is the narcissist, yeah, they're breaking you down from Jump Street. Not only are they a bully, you see, a bully, I think that's just a punk that gets pleasure out of seeing other people hurt. But a narc is that, but also a narc is trying to secure their future. Okay? A lot of narcs really think, they go out here, they do terrible things to people. They fucking tear up their own family. They just try to do the most. They go out their way to literally just act like the devil, really. And they still have this mindset where they think they're going to live real long, right? So they got to set this up with the kids because, you can't gaslight and guilt trip nobody better than your kids. You feel me? That's why a lot of people, including myself, still love their narc parent, even though, they were not the best person, right? You still care about that person to a certain extent. You still really love them. You do. It ain't even to a certain extent. You love them because that's your parent. A lot of us have unconditional love for narcs. And a narc knows that. But a narc is going to torture you from the beginning, to the end. And, they got to make sure, because think about this. What if you get all this knowledge and the narc finds out who they are and that what you really need to do is just not talk to them? That's going to be detrimental to a narc. The last thing a narc wants to do is for somebody to not talk to them, especially their kids. This is why a lot of times when their kids ignore them, the narc still pursues conversation. It's not because they're trying to have a good relationship. It's because the narc is actually being disrespectful because they're letting the child know, although the child is already seen by the point that if they're doing no contact or doing anything like that, they've already seen this person be manipulative and disrespectful over and over and try to triangulate them and do all this weird stuff, which has caused them to act this way. So what the narc is doing is he's disrespecting you in your silence, by still trying to pursue you, by letting you know and reinforcing that they don't give a fuck about you, your feelings, or anything. You are nothing but a machine. Like if you're going to wash your clothes at the laundromat, they got the vending machine outside. That's how the narc is looking at you, but you're human. But that's how they're looking at you. They want to show you, hey, I don't respect your boundaries or nothing. And you'll see this really a lot with the parent because it's a different dynamic than being in a relationship with somebody, right? They have your most intimate moments. They have your most vulnerable secrets, things like that. And they utilize that. A narc needs their kids to be not really that great. Although the narc is going to tear you down for not being great, they also have to treat you like shit and fuck up your life at the same time. And it's just a really weird situation, and they will have no remorse. Even if you sat down and showed them, hey, you did this, this, and this, and it affected my life in this way, they won't care.